Illinois is entering phase 4 today, with many more businesses reopening. The state averaged around 670 new coronavirus cases over the last 7 days.
Other states, though, are seeing new cases in the thousands. CBS News' Vince Gerasole went to find out if that could happen here. Vince.
Brett and Erica, both Texas and Florida are scaling back their reopenings because of significant upticks in their COVID-19 numbers. For example, in the state of Texas, they registered 5,996 new cases. That's a record for that state. And then over in the state of Florida, their number of COVID-19 positive cases has doubled in 2 days to about 9,000. Here's a look now at how those states opened a bit faster than Illinois did and how they're coping.
After a spike in positive cases in Texas, the governor ordered bars to close today and restaurants to cut capacity from 75 to 50%. Since early June, most businesses were already operating at 50%. In May, some communities were banned from enforcing individual mask policies.
Wearing a mask, particularly indoors, we know that transmission occurs 20 times greater when indoors than when outdoors.
In Texas, it's led to numbers like these. 3 weeks ago, the average number of new cases there per day was 1,451. By this week, that number had shot up to 4,757.
Did they jump the gun, or did they open at the right time but not take the right restrictions?
I think some of the Sunbelt states didn't have as strictly enforced policies as we have had in the Midwest.
Florida began opening widely on May 18. Restaurants, museums, and libraries and fitness centers were allowed to reopen at 50% capacity with some restrictions. Some beaches and parks could reopen with social distancing as early as April 17. Face coverings in public in many outdoor situations were optional. The impact in Florida? 3 weeks ago, the average number of new cases per day stood at 985. This week, the number had more than quadrupled to 4,013.
Because we're seeing these spikes in other states, does that mean we're going to be going down the same path?
When we, again, are adherent to the recommendations from the public health officials, which are really the voices that we should be listening to, I don't think that it's inevitable that we will see those rising cases.
Now, one of the things these health experts are most concerned about is that mask wearing has become a political statement, and they say that's dangerous for public health. In Evanston, Vince Gerasole, CBS 2 News.
All right, Vince, thank you. 857 new cases were confirmed in Illinois today, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases in Illinois to more than 140,000. The yellow line in the middle is the 7-day average number of new cases. We were trending down for several weeks, but we've seen a slight uptick in the number of new cases this week.